Hello, welcome back. This is Jeff Byers, and this is ANI 245, and this is Module 10. I'm going to take you through the course assignment. Just like our bot walk animation, we are going to be doing our character, our Ultimate Boney character walk animation. So we're doing a walk cycle, basically walking in place. And then I'm going to probably have you guys do a progressive walk for an extra credit. I don't know if I'm going to do it this week or next week, but that's something we can talk about in this week's class. So in Module 10, we're going to be doing a walk cycle. So I need you to look at the walk references that I have. And I really want you guys to download this book because this is a great and awesome book to have. So it's really a good reference to everything we're going to be doing in this class. And I found it, so, go to the website and download it yourself if you want to. But it's a great reference. I use it all the time. So you're gonna notice that I do a lot of referencing from it. I'm probably gonna take some pages from it for educational use only. We're going to continue adding the 12 key principles and thinking about the 12 key principles of animation. We're basically doing all of it when we're setting our camera up, when we're doing all this kind of stuff and animating, overlapping animation. So this stuff you got to keep thinking about and referencing as we move forward with these walk cycles and different types of walk cycles. And I'm probably going to have you create a really just kind of go on your own, find a walk cycle with character, like create a walk cycle that has character to it. And that'll be fun to see what you guys come up with. That won't be until later. Right now, I want you to kind of follow the instructions very, very carefully, so you don't get lost or that you don't get into any bad habits. Okay, so want to make sure that you have the scene time code on. That's really important for me, and if you don't, you'll lose some points there. Not a lot, just a couple points, but I need to have that to be able to say, well, okay, at scene time code so and so, you need to add overlapping animation to the arm and hand, okay, or stuff like that. So first thing you need to do, I did add a lot to this module start. I added more quick select sets for you guys because I noticed how painstaking and time consuming it was to create that forward jump cycle without having those for the hand. So I added those to that. So make sure you download that. Place it into, once you unzip it, place that folder into your hard drive, and then we need to set it up. So I'll take you through that part. All right, so you go ahead and open up Maya, fresh scene. You've got the scene file in, or the folder in your hard drive. So now we're going to set it. So go to File, and we're going to go down to Set Project. You have to set the project to be able to see the references, okay? So you can go to My Computer and your hard drive and then highlight. But I'm working off my Documents folder on my computer. So I'm just going to go in here and find Maya, find Projects. And then in your hard drive, you'll be looking for that too as well. So you'll be looking for the animation, like ANI 245 module 10 start. So just highlight it and click Set, and then go to File, Open, and there's only going to be one thing you can open up. Again, I want to stress that we are using .ma file, not .mb. Okay, we're not using Maya binary. It won't save that. So make sure if it gives you a warning or it says you can't save it, make sure you go to Maya ASCII. Okay, all right. So click Open, and I'll take you through what I've made changes with. It's going to give you an error. It always does that. What I have set up is a two-panel solution. Of course, you guys can work any way you like. I usually like to bring this and open this up to full screen. If you don't see your reference in the background that I set up for you, then you have not been, you did not set up your project right. So you have to go to File and Set Project and click on that folder, okay? On the folder that you downloaded, okay? So I've got a lot of new things for you guys, so I'll take you through that. If you don't like the two pane thing, the reason why I use this, I prefer this, is I can go in here and I can select things. Maybe I don't have a quick select set for just that particular, and it's just easier to select things than doing it from the side. It becomes very difficult. All right, so that's what I would suggest. If you don't want that, then you can easily go to Panels, Perspective, or you can go Panels. You can go down to Layouts and then click on Single Pane. That's how you can get back to the perspective or side view, whatever you want to do. But I just had this set up for you. Maybe you want to give it a try and see if you like it better. It might be a little easier and faster. I also, in animation, make sure you select the Animation Shelf tab, as I've got all these quick selects. Okay, the last one is all the keyframes. It'll open up everything. I wish I would have done this for the jump forward for you guys, but you can still go to select and go through this route, which is a pain in the butt. So I decided to make and put them on the shelf so they're easier just to click on it. So what do I have here? So this could come in handy. I've got the right hand, so all you have to do is click on it. It clicks on the right hand, and you can just hit the E key and rotate those. Okay, and you can also just click on the right thumb and rotate that. So I've got those right together, so you can do the hand, right hand, and right thumb. Now the reason why I didn't do the whole hand, which you couldn't do if you want to create your own, the reason why I didn't is because sometimes those together, they don't crunch the way you want them to. So they do some weird, odd things. So I kept them separate. But it's still easier than selecting each one. Remember, you were doing this. I mean, I was doing this and going from one to another, and selecting in this way. That's just so time consuming and frustrating. So now I got a quick select set for this. Now you guys can do any quick select set that you want to on your own if you want to do that. All you have to do is select the pieces that you want. Let's say, I don't know why you would want to, because this causes all kinds of problems. Let me show you what I mean by doing this. It does some weird stuff when I rotate. You see? It just doesn't know what to do. So, but if you want to select the whole arm, you can go ahead and select the whole arm and do a quick select set. So you can go to Create, and you can go down to Sets, and you can click on Create Select Set, and it's going to ask you what you want to name it, and you can add it to the shelf, and it'll add it to the shelf. Okay. If you just click OK, it'll add it to this where you want to go to Select and then Sets, Quick Select Sets. So I usually like to do it to a shelf. It's much easier than to just click here and then to go all the way into here and find it, and that kind of thing. So it saves you a little bit of time. But that's how you can create it, and it'll create it up here for you. They're not hard to create. It's just time consuming. And I don't like going to here to try to find it here. So yeah, anyway, so I got that all set up for you. Hopefully that's very helpful. So the way everything's set up for you, you don't really have to set anything up. You're going to want to do the contact poses first. I am just going to reuse my walking bot, and we're just going to focus on just the bottom part of the torso. So you can just ignore the hands or the arms and all that stuff right now. Just focus on the lower body, get that looking really, really good. We're going to be doing from 0 to 24. Make sure you set your timeline correctly. So we'll do that. So I'm going to go into my timeline and preferences, time slider, you want that set up to 24 frames per second times 1. And we want to set it up to from 0, and we want to set it to 24. Okay, so we're going to do that for both. And everything else looks good. Tick size, if you want to see a bigger tick size down here, you can. I usually don't go any larger than what I have, because usually I do larger tick size to see waveform. You know, if I have an audio file I want to bring into the timeline and match up when we do lip syncing in the advanced character animation class, I usually go to a larger tick size. But right now I'm just going to keep it the way it is. All right, and then we've got our animation settings. Okay, we got auto key on. Non-weighted is on, and of course we can always change that to weighted, whichever you prefer. I'm not going to go too deep into that. And the rest is okay. We're good to go. So go ahead and click save. Okay, so now we've got everything set up. So now I'm going to take you through the layers that I have set up. Now the Ultimate Boney character does come with these, so you can have the legs on or off, the waist on or off, the upper body on and off. So you can just work on the feet, which is kind of fun. It's kind of cool. But I usually keep them on. But when I did a walk cycle with this character, I did just the lower body first and left the top upper body just defaulted. So I was just animating these things right down here, the legs and the feet and all that stuff. All right, so you're going to do that first, and you're going to watch the Ultimate Bot animation for the lower legs. If you need to be refreshed how to do it, that's fine, and I've got those there for you. And then when you're finished with that, that's looking good. Make sure it's polished. It looks fantastic. Of course, we have our timing. It's easy here. We can just follow the timing here with the reference that we see from 0 to 24. And I want you to do that. I don't want you to do anything different. I want you to make a basic walk cycle. Okay, watch my references. Basically, that's what I'm going to be grading you by. So the examples that I have at the end, watch those first if you want to before you start. To get an idea on what I have on mine, and look at that. Just kind of study that a little bit. You can also study other work, but you've got to be careful with that. We want to show overlapping animation. We want to show squash and stretch. We want to show all these things, and it has to be on the legs, the feet, the arms, and the head. Those will all have overlapping animation. You also have to make sure you go into the graph editor and you polish as you go, and make a final polishing pass at the very end to make sure everything looks fantastic. We don't want to see any jankiness with the legs or popping or anything like that. You got to be careful not to hyperextend or basically hyperextend the leg, and that's easy to do when you're animating. Okay. So just continue to be mindful of that. All right. So I've got these, and then I've added some of my own. The ground has its own layer, so you can turn that off and on if it gets in the way. I always like to reference those so you don't accidentally select it. And then I've got a reference on the reference. So I got that reference, and you can turn that off and move that wherever you want. If you don't like it where I've got it, that's fine. So you can move that where you want. And then last but not least, I've got a controller that you can turn off. So when you want to preview your animation, it's easy just to turn that off and then watch your animation. And I would recommend doing that, because those controllers, it's a distraction, and it makes it very difficult to see your motions, especially things that are really small that you're missing. I think you guys need to do that while you preview. I do that all the time. Just make sure when you preview, you just turn that off and on. And I've got a layer for you. Okay. So I put a lot of work into just prepping this thing for you, so I hope you enjoy the preps and have fun with the walk animation. All right, I'll see you in the next video.